So I put my stock shift knob back on instead of having the white one. A comment from our friend Leno said most people just go and put a white shift knob on. So I thought I was cool having one reminiscent of an older Corvette, but it even shifts better, I think, and the reverse lock works better with the original shift knob, which I had readily restored anyway. Okay, so I'm going for a drive now in this Corvette. I just cleaned the mass airflow system, you know, unplugged it completely and cleaned it, let it dry, air dried it, and then I did a look again inside the throttle body. When I opened up the butterflies all the way, there was still a little bit of, you know, darkness up in there. So I cleaned that again with some very fine steel wool, a touch of WD-40, and a good soft rag or paper towel. So here I go. So far, it's the oil pressure 67. Temp 134. It's pretty cool out today, and the RPM is at 77. Okay, so I think I found a way to film while driving, and that is like putting my iPhone in that cup holder. All right, here we go. I wanted to wash the windows because I got some detail spray on the glass, and I did a nice job of smearing it up. It's not that visible, only in the bright lights, or when the sun is shining brightly. Alright, the ducks are scrambled on out of here for the day. I'm not really touching the gas, and I just touched the gas. And I always put the cart before the horse and say, oh yeah, it's fixed. Then you find out it's not very fixed. So I think that's kind of a good thing to keep in mind. One thing I know I've done very well with this car is I've kept it in very original condition. The only thing non-original is the wheels. These wheels are from a C5 Corvette, and they're much wider in the back. Okay, so that's running pretty good. And the reason I decided not to gun it anymore, my dear wife got me these step-in Skechers, and they're kind of oxy, even though I fixed these pedals and made it so this car is easier to shift. These sneakers are very big. I'd much rather prefer my old Adidas. Some guys riding their bicycles. But we can both see that this car takes off really good. So, for some stupid reason, when I work on a car, I never do one thing and then try it and see if it has improved. So I never know exactly what it is that fixed the problem. my switches on the console. I push the clutch in when I go to turn on the overdrive. And the overdrive works well on this car, luckily. But turning the clock back, I dropped off oil filter, automatic transmission fluid, and had a garage do most of the work on this car when I first got it. The mechanic, no doubt, overfilled the automatic transmission fluid because I had a gallon of ATF in there. I should have just had one doggone quart. You would have gotten the idea because it leaked. And I brought it back and they said that they knew enough not to overfill the automatic transmission fluid on this car, but it only takes really a quart, even a little less. So this car is in the overdrive. Without touching the shifter, I'm going to floor it. It really takes off nice. And the sound. There's not a Porsche that sounds as good as an American V8 with nice dual exhaust. This car again has stock exhaust, with the exception the mufflers are MagnaFlow, and it came that way when I got the car. And I'm sure one of the reasons the previous owner got rid of this car is because they probably thought the drivetrain needed to come out and fix the clutch and the shifting, but I found the problem to be the shifter. This shifter's a pain right in the ass to work on because it's bolted to the fiberglass clip on the right side of the transmission tunnel. So to really get at it and tighten it and adjust the linkage bars, you're only looking really at one side of the linkage bars. You have to go under the car to get to the other side. I left all those linkage bars. Something tells me I took one shim out. When I looked at the shifter from the junkyard and compared it to mine, I don't know what possessed me, but I think I took a shim out. Very, very thin. I'm not sure I did the right thing because sometimes it's hard to find first gear on this car, especially if I get new tires or something the mechanic never could find first. With the white ball, it was worse. But put it back in the regular mode and not the overdrive. I would be so happy if this really were finally fixed with the sputtering, but I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, I sent out for a more heavy-duty rotor and a more heavy-duty, distributor cap. A lot of companies get it confused. They think that this distributor cap, the MSD distributor caps and the high performance caps, tend to have those J hooks that you screw on. And this car for sure does not. It's got screws. You can barely see the first two that are right next to the firewall. pray I keep this car on the road. Okay, see you later, alligator.